Morning, everyone. It's Wednesday morning, the fourth day of the Jewish week, and I'm sat here on the front porch watching the world go by, and next to this lovely colourful bush. It is right in the heart of Holy Week, and once again, I've been trying to let the car go by. Sorry. I've been trying to think about what today would have been like for Jesus. And there were two things I noticed, really. The first was that this is the point in the story where one of Jesus's disciples, who he's actually chosen, called Judas Iscariot, decides to basically choose the wrong path. He's been following Jesus probably with good intent until this point, but has been tempted to go and speak with the teachers of the law and the Pharisees and the rulers, and basically betray Jesus. And it's obviously not a great point in the story. It's not something which Jesus is surprised about, because he has known all along that this is going to be part of his story, and is very important for the greater purpose of what he's achieving. But that said, it probably doesn't take away from the humanness of that situation, that actually someone who had been with them and been going about all the activities of the disciples and sharing in some amazing experience, traveling around the country and doing all kinds of things with the rest of the disciples. This means that for Jesus it was probably pretty hard, knowing that Judas was starting to turn away and look to for money betray him in the coming days. The other thing is that Jesus, I think at this point, must have been eager for the Holy Spirit to be dwelling amongst the people, because there's a passage which the Gospel writer John alludes to, and he quotes from Isaiah, where it says, I'm just going to read it looking at my Bible. When Jesus had said these things, he departed and hid himself from them. Though he'd done so many signs before the people, they still did not believe in him, so that the word spoken by the prophet Isaiah might be fulfilled. Lord, who has believed what he heard from us? And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? Therefore they could not believe. For again Isaiah said, He has blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, lest they see with their eyes and understand with their heart, and turn, and I would heal them. So there's this. It's a difficult situation, because Jesus is speaking out these wondrous truths, and he is his teaching in one sense is amazing the people. But that said, aside from probably a few very faithful and spiritually gifted people, I think the majority of people at this point were taking his teaching and saying, it is amazing, it's super interesting, but actually our customs, what we know, the things that feel secure to us in our established way of life are better, and we're not willing to, at this point, take that step of faith in properly following and moving forward with Jesus. And so Jesus, he actually retreats, as he often does, to a quiet place, probably feeling the weight of rejection, probably quite disillusioned with the fact that he's been telling people what he's going to be doing in the coming 48 hours, what's going to happen, in terms of being given up to the authorities, being crucified, laying down his life, and then taking his life back up, and being united with the Father. But people don't understand this, because they don't yet have the Holy Spirit to breathe life into the scriptures and to make these prophecies and these scriptures come to life in their minds and in their hearts. So whilst Jesus understands this, and is there to make a statement of what it is that he's doing, he's faced with very little give, very little understanding, and that must have been really, really hard. I think part of the reason why he was teaching and instructing these things, even though the people didn't understand what he was saying, was so that in the weeks to come, when the Holy Spirit came and revealed what these things meant to the disciples, his close followers, but also those who were hearing the message being preached, it was important to have said these things so that they would make sense in due course. But that probably would not have taken away the sorrow and the grief that Jesus experienced, being misunderstood, even though he was that light that had come into the world and was calling people to walk in the light. People were taking that message, not quite understanding it, and therefore at this point not yet receiving that blessing. And so I guess for a bit of context, if this is Wednesday, we'd be looking as a Jewish family at preparing for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and that's going to be the next little bit of Holy Week. So in my house at Lewin Road, I'm hoping to host a Passover feast tomorrow. Maybe get some, I don't quite know what I'll have to source for the unleavened bread, and some bitter herbs, hopefully a lamb-based meal. That's going to keep us entertained. I hope everyone is doing okay, and sending my best wishes to you on this fine morning.